This PSA was brought to you by the Peter G Show.
You may have second thoughts after the show.
Don't drink the Foster. We're really talented. We should get Oscars.
Just pick out a car, for Christ's sake.
No, hi, my name is Peter.
Yeah, I want.
Here's good.
Yeah.
Adam Perry.
I need to get back in the genie bottle.
Louis from Pennsylvania, you're on. He likes it. It's showtime.
Peter G Show, Peter G Show, divorced dad, single dad, divorced dad, single dad, Peter G Show.
Do not panic. Everything is just fine. Go back in your homes. We are here to help. We are the government. Do not panic. We are here to help. Go back in your homes. Said Pinocchio. How the hell is everybody? It's Wednesday, October 4th. I'm here. I'm hoping you're here too. I think you are. You should be. A lot of expectations. Tonight's show drew a bunch of drama on my end since last week because of this emergency broadcasting test. But it's come and gone. Here we are. But still, once the test was over, whole lot of comments I'm getting on a lot of my hey James, comments are starting to come in. Whole lot of comments were coming on some of the previous posts going, well, the test is over and I don't feel nothing. Or it's like, we're going to talk about this stuff because I don't know what the expectations were, but all I know is just the little bit of talk that I gave about this coming week struck a nerve on Big Brother. It did. And I got slammed again last week from these guys. These guys right here punished me again. It's been a while since they have because I've gotten a little bit better at it. I watch what I say. 2 years ago, they put me through hell. They practically shut me down. They shut me down 2 times and just about wiped me out. But I behaved. I see what their key issues are that they don't want you to talk about. Basically the truth. They don't want it out. And these guys have full control over this platform. So what are you going to do? I've learned that if I have any kind of show that's controversial, and I have had some in the past after I got punished 2 years ago, that I just turned that channel off. And unfortunately for my YouTubers, that's why I tell you guys, it's important that you like, share, and subscribe to multiple platforms, because as hard as I try to not get wiped out, they're still looking at me to wipe me out for when I get on these certain topics. See, and that's why I don't want to lose this platform, because for the majority of what I do a lot of good things that help people. But we are in such troubled times that I have to talk about everything. And then I strike a nerve, and I swear I've said things way more triggering in the past about our health, the things that people did about their health, controversy. Does it work? Does it not work? And they just, boom, they got all the power. Slam me. and just take me out. Well, I'm punished for this week. I mean, it didn't take them but minutes to wipe out the audio version on this platform. I guess you can say it's a podcast version, even though we're on 24 other different platforms. Apple Podcast, Spotify, Amazon Music, to name a few. But we're also on this one. It goes to the direct platform that you can hear just the audio version. Now, they didn't wipe out the video version, which blows my mind, and it's only a matter of time before they figure it out and take that one down too, and then punish me twice for the same crime, supposedly. But we just talked and mentioned about what was going to happen this week and perhaps the benefits or non-benefits within your body. And I watch what I say, but I played a video with an old lady that was talking about it, and I think that's what got them. And they suspended me for 1 week. 1 lousy week. But that's strike one. If they find another reason within 90 days, they take you down for 2 weeks. And that's strike two. And then within 90 days, if they find a third reason, they just completely eliminate your channel, wipe it all out, all the content, and there's no getting it back. Forget it. I don't want to lose almost 400 pieces of content, roughly over 300 shows. I want them there for people who are trying to help themselves, need to hear that you're not alone, things like that, all the different topics that we have, good topics about parenting, losing a parent, taking care of your children, alcoholism, narcissism, whatever, surviving divorce, how to be happy. I've had some great authors with great books. I don't want to lose them on YouTube. I think it's helpful. So I'm trying to maintain, because at the same time, some people are saying, well, why don't you just go to Rumble or, a different platform? I'm on Rumble. I'm on like 11 different platforms if you don't already know it, but I am there. But I want to reach the people that are on the fence, and YouTube is a big platform, still is. It's still very, very relevant. And I know this past month I have done a hard-hitting, according to you guys, struck a nerve, talking about a lot of hard-hitting things because it involves our lives, and it's important. It's important to you. It's important to me. And I want to continue to do that, but I have to watch it. I don't want to lose this channel. Now, if I was employed, hey there from Maine. Hey, Maine. Hey, man. Maine, they don't have a southern accent in Maine. I want to talk about these things, but I am not employed or contracted by one certain entity that will allow me to do it and not take me down, because they are employing me to do that. I'm independent. I'd like to be employed, and thanks to you guys for supporting me, it's getting closer to that kind of stuff. But I have to rely on these platforms that are all for the general public, but they have rules and they do what they want to do. And there's a lot of censorship going on. And I'm going to have to talk a little bit in code tonight. And for those of you who are listening in the future to the podcast version, just audio, some stuff I'm going to have to leave some words out, and I hope you use your imagination. But that's what's going to happen tonight, because these guys, once again, kind of leveled me out again. And it's like, reel it on in. And again, I know that a lot of you people are glad about the things I'm talking about, but it is what it is. And for me to stay relevant, to stay to where you can see me, I need you to make sure you subscribe to a lot of these different platforms. And then you have a choice. You can find me if all of a sudden it's like tonight, there's going to be a lot of YouTubers, because I'm trying to get people to keep subscribing to YouTube. I want to show them that, there's some people that, we're strong in numbers, or getting stronger, even though they're throttling me down. But you need to keep on supporting, subscribe, follow on everything. Twitter for the shorts, TikTok, YouTube, BitChute, Rumble. Just, it doesn't hurt to just go to those platforms and just go hit the subscribe button or the likes, follow. That way you can find all kinds of things from me in case, because I know that there's people going, what the hell happened to Peter tonight? Now, hopefully this suspension is going to be lifted by tomorrow, and I will upload tonight's show onto YouTube, And then I hope they don't scrutinize it because I'm being careful. And I hope they just let me live another day and don't give me a strike too. Again, they make the rules, good or bad. You can appeal it all you want, and they go, "We're sorry. We know that that's tough on you, but we don't care because we don't want certain things getting out there." So that's the life I'm living. But I'll never stop. But I need your support. Again, I put out a little thing that they're shadow banning me in lots of different places. Had many discussions to where, I've been told, and the theory that we're being seen by a lot more people, but when you look at the numbers in certain platforms, it just doesn't look like a lot. And I've seen other people with their shows complain about the same thing. They manipulate everything. So they figure if they make your numbers look low, you won't, people go, he can't be that good. But I'm telling you, and of all places, thank you, Brenda. But I want to make a point here. And again, I appreciate you. I do. But if I'm not here next week, there's going to be a reason because of it. And you may or may not care. Watch the shorts. You can go watch the highlight clips through the week. I don't care anymore. All right? You're either in or you're out. I love you. I do. But maybe you just don't understand me. I've been doing this for a while, and everybody's new and doesn't understand. And I know you just want the hard-hitting news. I'm not a news forecast. I'm an entertainment show that happens to hit on these things. There's segments. I got an hour plus to go. I will get there. But we do it at this tempo. When I have a guest, I bring the guest on and we do it. Tonight, it's all me, good or bad. Love me or hate me. You may learn to love me, but I got to do this. And the only reason I'm speaking to you directly is because you just made that comment and I happen to see it. And that's good. We'll get to know each other. But now you just wasted another minute and a half of the time. I don't even know where the hell I'm at now. Just support. I'm not backing down. And even the haters that come on, the trolls that come on during the week, they're supporting me in their own hateful kind of way. So I'm cool with that. I just need people to know this. I don't do this because I got nothing else to do. So call it what you want. I need to make everybody understand why we're all here. Next week, I want to talk about next week real quick. I've been trying to get this girl on the show for quite some time. She's finally ready. Next week, October 11th, alcoholism, it can kill you. It nearly has this person that's coming on the show. She survived it. She is just celebrating 1 year sober. She's got a hell of a story. And you look at this girl and going, no way. But it happens to people, and people do die from it. So we're going to be talking about alcohol abuse next week. Poppy Long is going to come on this show, and I'm going to tell you, she's easy on the eyes. When you look at this girl, you go, there's no way this girl could be an alcoholic or could have been an alcoholic. She's got a hell of a story. She'll be on October 11th, right here, next Wednesday, providing we're on the air. And she's going to tell her story about getting sober, winding up in the hospital, not even knowing what the hell happened to her, and how she survived it. And now she's celebrating her 1 year, 12 months anniversary of getting to live. So you're not going to want to miss that. It's a great story. Again, I had a conversation with her today, and she got through telling me the same thing that I say every week. You're not alone. And she said when she was going through her alcoholism and drinking all the time, she felt so alone. This is why we share these stories. In your own head, you think it's only you. That's why we do this. That's why I do this. You're not alone. We're sharing stories. Next week, Wednesday, October 11th, is Poppy Long, alcoholism and how she survived to tell about it on this show. So that's kind of cool. All right. Coming up in just a minute, we are going to get into the talk about the this latest emergency broadcast test that we just went through and your expectations of it. I might even open up the phones. and get your opinion. But we'll have to talk in code. Certain things we're not going to be able to mention. But I'll be right back. First, we need to hear a word from my good friends over at Clean Star Products with their DX1 driver money-saving fuel additive, and we'll be right back.
Let us help you with the high price of fuel. Hello, I'm Ty Thompson at CleanStarProducts.com. We can optimize your engine, saving you money and gas. Here's how. Our program works the same with gasoline and diesel engines. Whether you're using a car pack or SUV pack, the instructions are the same. Add 1 bottle to your engine oil, and each time you change your oil, add 1 bottle to the fuel tank each and every fuel fill-up. It's that easy. You get 10% fuel economy on average, lower emissions, and increased horsepower. DX1 sells for $2 an ounce, so for just a few dollars a fuel tank, you can optimize your engine, saving you money and gas. Come on, give it a try. It's the finest green-grade oil in the world from a California environmental company. You're going to feel it when you drive. Order online today. We'll get it out right away. CleanStarProducts.com/shop.
That's right, Clean Star Products. All I can tell you is they have a product that works. This little bitty bottle right here, let's face it, gas is super expensive. It's over $5 a gallon over here in California. Cars are expensive. I don't want to be buying cars. I mean, a new 4-door pickup truck, a nice pickup truck, is $100,000. It's just insane. That's a Mercedes. It's insane. This little bottle can help your car last longer, cleaner emissions, get up to 10% better fuel economy just by pouring this into a clean oil change. And then with every gas fill up, you put this in your tank. It works. And it's California emissions pass tested. It's a green energy approved, you name it. If you want more information, go to CleanStarProducts.com, write them, they'll talk to you. They're really good people, and they have a product that works because they care. And let them know you saw it on the Peter G Show. They're working on a promo code for the show too, I hope. And that'll be coming soon. But anyway, check it out. Let's take a drink. Salute to being here. Woo! Smooth. Oh, one last little thing. I was so busy this past month talking about the Maui fires, and because people just kept feeding me information, and I couldn't let it go. I forgot to tell everybody, September 7th, about a month ago, a new magazine article that I was in just got released. It's a magazine called Canvas Rebel. You can find it online. I'll have a link to it. I'm sure we'll do a short clip about this. It came out September 7th. So if you want to have a good little short read, gives you a little more insight about, me and how we got going. And if you care, some pictures too, but that's obviously a picture of me doing the show, but what are you going to do? I'll put a link up on it soon, but I was really, again, I'm glad that these people are coming to me wanting to know about this show. So that's telling you something that, we're getting some attention, but you can look it up online, Canvas Rebel, and it's the September 7th issue, and meet Peter G. That's me. That's me. Quick little, it's an easy read. It's only if I tried to make it to where it wouldn't be just something to give you a little insight what we're doing, where we're going, how we're going, and how we got here. That's basically it. All right, look. I know all you people, we had a lot of talk about this test that went on today. I want to know how many people, where are we? I want to know how many people that before this thing was getting ready to go off today, how many people were doing this? Who was like that? Was there anybody who was prepping, getting themselves ready? Come on, look at this. Was this you? Or did you just not care? You just didn't care. I got a lot of, like I said, a lot of people talking about what happened or what didn't happen. I don't know what you guys were expecting. I really don't. But I did get a clip from CNN, of all places, and I don't watch CNN. I believe everybody's gone off the deep end with their bullshit. And I don't watch CNN, but I did. I think they're starting to come around because they need to be relevant again because they're going down the tubes. They've already had to sell their Atlanta office, and it's because they just don't. I mean, if you think they tell the truth, then God bless you, and hasta luego, whatever you want to call it. But this was some footage of the aftermath. Now, pay attention, people. This is footage they got of the aftermath of the test. Only like hours later, just before this show, this is what they're seeing on the streets. So check it out.
I'm gonna eat you, right?
You fell for it. I was sad with I feel sad for you. No, I
Wow. Damn exciting stuff. If you notice in that video, it didn't affect everybody. Some people were okay. Maybe they avoided that. And they're okay. But this is the thing. I'm going to tell you all this right now, and you can agree or disagree. Have you ever gotten or seen how dentists, they do work? If they do work on your teeth and they put a chemical on your teeth, and then all of a sudden they take a light stick, that blue light or whatever, and they put it on, and that simple little light changes the chemistry of the product they put on your teeth. It goes from this soft goo to rock hard. That's my point. I don't think this test was to do anything but test that they can get everything up and working simultaneously. And I think if there is an evil ploy behind all of this, they're not going to tell you. You can't see. Right now, where we're sitting, you're sitting in your home. There's thousands of frequencies and waves and radio frequencies going through your town, your city, your neighborhood. Tons of them. When you watch a television, you're watching one channel, but with the flip of a switch, it's a different frequency. You're not feeling it. You're not hearing it unless you flip to that one. So I just think that if there's any evil behind any of this, which there's a good possibility, because there's a good possibility, it's a reaction. If they turn up the volume, so to speak, on things you can't really feel or hear or see, but yet there's something going on within you that you don't even know about that it affects, there's a great possibility it will unleash a reaction that will change what's going on. I'm trying to do this without saying things, but you get it, right? I hope you do. Because, we breathe. I never used to believe in chemtrails either, but they're there. They're spraying aluminum into the air. They're seeding the clouds for making it rain. We breathe all that. You can't see it. It's mist. It's micro particles. But we inhale all that. And inside of us, there's all kinds of junk going on. And what if all that stuff, including those who thought they were doing a good thing, what if, not saying, what if certain vibrations change things? make things open up, change their like a moth. You go from a caterpillar to a moth. Changes things. So keep that in mind, people. And here's what will happen. You won't know what'll happen. You won't, because it'll be over time. Illnesses, the C word. We've got enough of that going on as it is. But just all kinds of different things will happen, and you won't have a clue. It just will look like normal life, but a lot more of normal life that's abnormal. That word sudden has been used a lot lately. A lot of people have been checking out of the blue, and the first thing that's in my head, I want to ask a question. Hey, was that person voluntarily poked or not? You want to know, because I'll tell you what, I know that they're keeping tabs. They know what's going on. They're keeping tabs. We're a friggin' human experiment. Plus the fact they're trying to eradicate and thin down the herd. They're blatantly in your face about it. I don't know if you believe in it or not, but they are. They talk about it. But I'll tell you what I'll do. I mean, if anybody wants to be vocal, but here's the thing. If I take calls, you are going to have to watch what you say about anything having to do with medical. That's where they're killing me on. Just dance around it. We'll get the hint. But if you want to call in and talk about that, I'll be more than happy to hear what your take is. And I'd like to hear from you too, whether you hate me, love me. Again, Brenda, I love you. I do. I love all these people for taking the time to watch. But you got to let me do my thing and accept me for who I am and what I do. Because that's why life is full of choices. If you're new, you'll get the swing of things. Go watch some old shows. You see, they're the same thing. I get from one point to the next point to the next point, but I finish up with all of them. But I'm not a 15-minute news media show. And for those who can't wait, don't have the patience, life is busy, you got things going on, either listen to the podcast while you're doing other things, multitasking, or wait during the week for the short clips. I don't care when and how you watch me, so long as you watch me and support it. And if you like it, please support it. But I do love, I know it takes dedication. I had a conversation yesterday with somebody we're trying to do something possibly to grow more. But it takes a lot of dedication to watch an hour show. I get it. And that's why I do love you, because I know what it takes. I don't have the time for a lot of things. So thank you. But I hope you understand. I'm going to open up the phones, I think, and just leave them open. And if you want to call, that'd be great. Take this number down, 818-259-7983. If you have something to say, worthy of, or just got something to say, I will answer the phone. We don't have thank you, Gail. I love you too. We don't have a sophisticated phone line. I do not have phone screeners, but I can take one call at a time. And if you want to call in, if you got the guts, otherwise I'll just keep talking about some other things. But again, I can, it's hard to talk about this whole me getting suspended screwed up my whole show for tonight. Let's put it that way. I can't talk the way I want to talk about this, the truth. These guys did a number on me, and I just don't feel like losing it right now. Otherwise, I can give a damn. I mean, I have a bunch of other different platforms, but it just drives me nuts because, it's still a very relevant platform, and it's good for people, and it's easy to access, and that's why I want you there. Because there's so much other information and good shows that are on that platform that you can just easily get to without having, because like Facebook is great. They still haven't shut me down. By the way, it's picked up dramatically. Over 1.5 million views on all the content that was put out last month on the official Peter G. Show Facebook page. That says something. It's getting bigger. Keep going. But the only problem with the Facebook thing is you have to weed through all the shorts through the weeks. And if you want to go to a show from like 6 months ago, it's really hard to find. On YouTube, you can go and find it a lot easier because it's only the long form shows. A few shorts in there too, but they're separated. The lives. So, it's just a little bit easier. That's why I don't want to lose them. But 818-259-7983 is the number. If you don't want to just sit there and comment, if you got something you want to say, and say it to everybody, because there's a lot of people that are on different platforms that cannot comment on the certain Facebook Live and LinkedIn, I think, too. And we don't have YouTube tonight. There's no YouTubers on tonight. And maybe some will get figured out and go searching for me, or maybe some will wait until tomorrow and it'll pop up and say, hey, Peter's got a new show, and they'll watch the show on demand whenever it comes out. And then they'll understand what happened because I explained it on this show. Otherwise, when they cut me off, I didn't expect to get cut off. So I couldn't put a clip on to say, hey, I'm getting ready to get, ousted. So if you don't see me next week, sorry. Couldn't do that because they just came in and wiped me out. It's like, the gangsters. They just come in and just put a cap in my ass. So that's the way it goes. I don't know. So 818-259-7983. See, a lot of quiet people. I don't mind that. I know you want to watch, but if you want to talk about anything, we talked about the Maui fires. I'm still getting stuff. There's so many things. If you want to, recap of over anything through the month, you're more than welcome to. 818-259-7983. Otherwise, I want to talk about something that went on yesterday because I can't talk about this test. I told you what I think was going to happen, that they're going to, once it all works and they know it's all working, then they're going to just release frequencies and sounds and whenever they want. I believe that they'll be able to do it without even making that official notice. They don't have to notify you. They just crank up the 5G. Radio waves are just lingering in the air. You're taking them in. Whoever is susceptible to certain frequencies might not be so good. There's something going on behind the whole thing. That much I tell you. But they just make it look legit right now. They don't have to warn you that they're getting ready to do that. That's too easy. I just think they're testing it to make sure it's all working, however the thing going on behind it is. And once they know it's all proper and they can just turn it up and turn it down, they'll be doing it, believe me. And you won't know a thing. It's just like walking your regular day. But we're surrounded by radio waves. And don't tell me that they can't have an effect on you. The government's already proven that with their weaponry. Ask Cuba, the people that were in Cuba when they got hit with something that just about put them all in the hospital. Anybody watch the news yesterday? Our Speaker of the House got removed. 818-259-7983. Now, again, I don't give a shit Republican or Democrat. I really don't. I want the better of less evils. And for those of you that know, I just can't go with the blue side because I think they've lost their minds. And if you're a hardcore Democrat, that's your business. But if you're just being a Democrat to be a Democrat, regardless of whether you see them burning down the house, they're burning everything down to the ground, but you're still going to remain one because that's the way it is, that's ridiculous. I jumped ship. So you guys are off I don't know what the hell you're smoking, but you need to put the pipe down. Now, I think there's a whole lot of crappy Republicans too. I really do. But that's where I'm getting to. Yesterday, a few of the hardcore people who want to I hate to use that term, but drain the swamp people who want to clear out all the dirty politicians. And my friends, I don't know what you think. I don't like politics. I hate it. But there are tons of politicians who just are making so much money off of you, the people. We, the people. They don't care about us. They don't. But there are some good ones, just like life in general. There's good and bad in everything. Back when I was in the music business, it was a lot of bad record deals, a lot of good record deals. You had to just, play your cards, be vigilant, alert, do your homework, and try to, can't say you don't get burned. We all get burned now and then. Just don't make a habit of it. If you get burned, you kind of watch out even harder. It's a lesson of life. Hopefully you learn from it. So yesterday, Matt Gaetz got really pissed because McCarthy, and I kind of get it. He's kind of a modern day McConnell. He's a younger version. He plays both sides of the fence. He's trying to play politics. That's what he is. He's a politician. Sucks. I kind of liked him a few years ago because I saw him read Cat in the Hat when they were threatening to take the Cat in the Hat books down. 818-259-7983. If you got something on your mind, just call. I'll answer. So so they were taking down Dr. Seuss books. Again, ridiculous. And this was the Democrat side and the woke and all this kind of stuff. Just ridiculous stuff. It doesn't make sense, people. It just doesn't. Common sense. It's been my main word for quite some time now. So he got on and made a video clip reading Cat in the Hat. I don't know, Green Eggs and Ham, I think. And I thought that was cool of him to read the book that they're raising all this hell about. So I started watching him a lot closer. And I thought he was kind of good. But the more I keep watching, he talks about what he's going to do, but he doesn't always do what he says he's going to do. And right now, he made a deal when they voted him in for Speaker of the House. There was 14 rounds of voting because a handful of Republicans were not having it because they know how he is. But somebody needs to be the Speaker of the House. So they made a deal with him, and he promised, and they got, before they voted him in, he promised to do certain things and to not do certain things. And he broke his promise. It's that plain and simple. Now, a lot of people are going, no, you're screwing, these guys are going against the Republicans, even though they're Republican, and they're going to screw everything up because there's going to be unrest within the Republican Party, which they need to pay attention to all the crap that's going on the other side. Because every day there's more money to Ukraine and all this crap. Well, I don't think that, again, my opinion, I think there's a method behind the madness. Yes, I'm sure there's a lot of Republicans pissed off that these guys are rocking the boat. But you know what they're doing? They've had enough because they know what's really going on in the background. And a lot of you people are smart too and probably do too. They know what's going on. And what this guy did, he might have, listen, Gail saying Matt Gaetz sucks. You may think that, but I think he just punched him in the throat to do what he's supposed to do. You're watching the news and you're believing the news. I think there's another plan going on behind this that they're just having to do and go through. It might, as he said, he ripped the Band-Aid off. If you have people that you believe in within your own team, I know you hate Trump too, Gail, so it's okay. but at the same time, wait a minute. Can you spare your thoughts on why Dems are sending billions to Ukraine with no accountability? I'm getting there, Andrew. Can I spare my thoughts? Share my thoughts. Sorry, I can't see. Share my thoughts. Yeah, I can. Again, that money, there's a lot of people making money off of that money. And this is why Matt Gaetz is so pissed off. There's a lot of things going on besides what the news reports. There's things they don't tell you. So they're tired of our money, okay? Our government was threatened to shut down, which I don't believe they ever will. They're going to save their asses every time. They're threatening to shut down our government because of money and not coming to a spending bill within our government, yet they're sending money to Ukraine every single month to keep their government operative. They're people that are in the government. They're even supporting small businesses that are having trouble because of the war. A whole different country while our country is going to shit. Tell me how that makes sense. Now, I know the poor people of Ukraine, you're going, well, they can't help it. They think they got caught up in the war. You're right. They did get caught up in the war. And it's not their fault. But guess who started this war? Starts with a U, middle name S, last name A. We started all this, not we. Your people. Because it's a money-making machine. They tear down that place, make it go to hell. They loan them a bunch of money. They give them a bunch of money. Meanwhile, all that money is getting funneled. They can't even account for the money. Andrew, you got me on a whole new rant. They can't even account for the money. Nobody can. I'll tell you what. What's his name? Their president over there? Oh, he's got billions stashed away. He's buying houses all over the world. They're all making money off of that money except you, the people. That's your tax dollars that we can't take care of this country. They gave Maui $700 a family for whatever survivors they didn't kill. Oh, did I say that? It's sinful. Okay, so you can hate Matt Gaetz all you want, but he's standing up for going, this is bullshit, and this has got to stop. And they're doing it in a very tough kind of way. But again, doing it nicely isn't working. So they ripped out McCarthy. He is the first Speaker of the House to be taken out of office. And guess what he did? What they did the minute they took him out? I guess Nancy Pelosi, and let me one more time, folks, I don't give a shit red or blue, okay? I give a damn about how we are doing as people. And we're not doing that good, unless you're really wealthy and you can survive it. Nancy Pelosi still had an office somewhere tucked away. They gave her an office to keep inside Congress, inside those walls. The first thing they did, now McCarthy could have done this. He's been Speaker of the House for 8 months when Nancy Pelosi had to step down. The first thing they did yesterday, when they kicked McCarthy out, even though they don't have a new speaker yet, they will within a week. That's going to be buckle up, people. That's all I can tell you is buckle up. Did you think it's something now? It's going to be mouth dropping in a week. I hope. They kicked her out of her office. She has no need for an office there. They ousted her. There was a picture of like everything out in the hallway. Bravo. Bravo. Again, you're a fan, Gina. She says Matt and Lauren are the best. Depends who's, I think they're sticking up for us. Truly, I believe they do. But the news and everybody turns it to where they're just being, thorns in the side. I think they're sticking up for everybody's rights. And a lot of people just don't realize that. Again, if you're just being hardcore blue to be hardcore blue, even though everything is going to hell, people are getting killed on the streets in New York. New York is just at the border. Talked about the border. There's just all our money. The refugees are getting more money than people on Social Security, than people that are vets, veterans from that served in all these wars. They're living on the streets, and all our money is going to everybody crossing the border illegally and coming in. Well, they just come on in. So these are the people that are putting their reputations on the line to be called names, going, enough is enough. Quite frankly, I'm at that point. Enough is enough. And people write me all week long going, Peter, what can I do? What can I do? You can keep this conversation going because they don't want the attention. It's all about keeping you busy with a bunch of other stuff to where you and let them just keep on rolling, lining their pockets, making rules and laws that are just frivolous and ridiculous, that are in doing nothing but helping them out. All these politicians and people that make wars and sell, bombs and ammunitions, they're making a ton of money. And then once Ukraine now is reduced to a rubble, people like Citibank and BlackRock and all these companies are going to come in and loan them money to rebuild their whole country, not city. And they're going to make a ton of money on interest for loaning them the money to rebuild the place. See, it's a vicious cycle. They tear it down. They say, don't worry, we're going to help you out. And then they're going to help them out at our expense. We get nothing from it. Now, again, the people that are the common people in Ukraine, I do feel sorry for them. But they're not getting helped either. It's only the big wigs. Only the big people are making money. And I really wish we can get rid of this World Economic Forum. We got to figure out a way how to oust them. Their ideology is going to take out a lot of us. They got to go. Who the hell, just voted them in to be, the all-knowing, and this is how we're going to do it. You must eat bugs. Who the hell are they? Besides really, really wealthy, but that doesn't mean anything. There's not that many of them. There's way more of us. Way more. (818) 259-7983. If you got something you want to say, call in and say it. I give a damn. I can't stay on this political platform all the time. I got to take a break from it myself. But again, because I'm not contracted, I don't have anybody behind me to say this is exactly what we want you to do. And don't worry, nobody's going to take you down because we're paying you to do this. I'm on all the normal platforms, and I have to deal with the repercussions from all of it. But I don't care. I mean, I care, but I don't care. But there are other topics I want to talk about. Again, life, regular people. We're getting ready to go into the holidays. A lot of people struggle through the holidays. I'm going to talk about the struggle mentally and people divorced, freshly divorced, families, first year without a parent. This is who I am. And this is what I talk about. So again, I welcome all of you. But for those who are looking for just, 15 minutes of hard-hitting news and you got to go, figure out, something else, I guess. Different strokes for different folks. I promise you, when the budget gets bigger, I will have a show that is unique, entertaining, and informative more. And funny. I love funny. I haven't had a guest to be able to crack up and do fun. I want to do a show. I got all these weird little videos and things I want to just do, but I can't right now. I can't. There's too much important stuff, and I feel if I don't do this, it's a disservice to you and shame on me because I have a little bit of a voice. So, okay. So, Brenda, yeah, I'm getting there, Brenda. So for those of you, again, we're talking about McCarthy getting removed. Now, there's some options to have a temporary speaker for a while or vote one in for the rest of their term. And I know a lot of you are going to have a shit fit, but I love it. I love it. Trump can actually be nominated to be Speaker of the House. Now, before you all go blowing your top for the Trump haters, again, I'm not a Trump lover. I'm not a Trump hater, but I do support the man because I don't care about all this talk about how he's a liar. He's guilty of this. He's guilty of that. He's been proven guilty of nothing, especially this latest one with his real estate. Anybody wants to get into an argument or a discussion over he's guilty of inflating his properties and deflating and all that, I invite you to call in and challenge me on that because I got, there's no way. Everybody and their mother, it's a practice that is every single realtor, real estate person practices the same practice. It's common practice. And he could not. He's in court. They're throwing him through the ring. They're throwing anything they can at him because they're in fear of him. Because he's going to wipe out all this, especially this time around now that he's learned. His first one was get his feet wet and learn the system and how it's a lot different being a president than it is being just a regular, real estate mogul and all that. He knows a lot now, and they are scared shitless of him. Okay, but people that hate him try to take his personality out of the equation, and look what he did for us. And if you disagree with me, you disagree. Some people I realize I'm just never going to reach. And that's okay. As I said, Jesus has been out, been around for over 2,000 years, and he still doesn't have everybody. I love that saying. And I believe it. But look at the difference and where we are 3 years later now, almost 8 million people coming into the border that are going to affect you. The gas is almost $6 a gallon. If it's not, it actually probably is in some of these places in California. And it's going to get higher. We're not making inflation. I'm paying, $80 for $50 worth of stuff at friggin' Walmart. I'm telling you, the man was cutting to the chase and we need somebody who can take care of business. Forget if you don't like his personality. He's not there to be your best friend, but he is looking after your interests, even though I know he has to watch what he does too. Okay, I know, Gail, you're throwing up all over the place, but tell me you're better off now than you were 3.5 years ago. Tell me that to my, honestly. Tell me that we are better. That's because of him. And he couldn't, and he was getting kicked in the nuts by majority of those politicians every single day since he took office. They were trying to impeach him. They couldn't get nothing. And don't tell me he's that powerful that nothing will stick. Trump. I'm just saying the reason I'm talking about him. Okay, well then don't. But you're living, under. We're just going down deeper and deeper. She just hates Trump, and I don't care. And that's fine. Hate him, but he's the one man who says, "I'm going to go in there and I'm going to clean slate. We're going to get rid of all the pieces of crap that are taking us down this sewer. We're not going to be a country anymore. Do you realize that? Do you honestly think that we're going to be okay?" So he can be nominated. And I heard this theory a long time ago. By done. Well, that's it. What can I say, Mike? You can't win them all. But I don't take it personal. By done. Because they're pissed. See, and that's the problem. If you have something to say that I'm wrong, you can call 818-259-7983. But that is the problem. I never get the naysayers. They just get pissed off and they say, screw you. You're an idiot. I could take that too. And then they leave. They don't have anything to back it up. So here's the deal. I heard this theory a long time ago, probably a year ago, about him taking the speaker's seat. And then he's third in line for president. And then if they impeach Biden, which if anybody loves Biden, you got to call me. You got to call me and tell me how he's doing so well. The man can't put a speech together. Now, I'm not going to knock him for getting old and losing it, but he's not calling the shots anyway. But we're being laughed at throughout the whole world. If you got the balls to call me and tell me how good he's doing and what a great job he's doing, you need to call me right now. Right now. But you won't. Because I need you to tell me everything he's done that's good so far for this country. For you and your family, your kids. But this was Mike. Sorry, Mike. Done. Did he give me the finger? No, I can't see. I don't want to make. I don't want to make enemies. I want you people that disagree or have a. That's one of my biggest reasons for wanting to stay on this platform. Because if I'm doing my shows strictly on Rumble or something like that, that's a lot of like-minded people. And I don't want to stroke the people that already are on board with the theories and the sensibility about it, the reasoning behind all this. I want to reach the people who are just don't understand and maybe need to hear something. But then you got the people who are fixed on their sights, and it's that mentality that really just kills me because I get it. It's the anybody but Trump. You will vote for Charles Manson before you vote for Trump, and that is pure idiocracy. You're just cutting off your nose to spite your face. Tell me how that makes any sense if you care as a U.S. citizen. Tell me. Tell me how that makes sense. Oh, Mike, are you okay? I'm a little confused. Are you with me on all this, or you just don't want to hear all this? Oh, maybe you were saying "bye, done." I don't understand. Yeah, I thought you were didn't want to hear any more of this talk, and you said "bye, I'm done." And again, I'll respect whatever you think. Okay, so I can see that the telephone is just people must be so enthralled you don't want to, and I get it. If for those of you the newbies, I've said it for years. Okay, yes, thank you, brother. For all you newbies, I've said it for years. I have the greatest audience of lurkers, period. You love to watch the show, or you're committed to watching, but you won't pick up the phone. I get the emails after the show going, I wanted to call, but I was just too nervous to call in. It doesn't really matter. It's really easy. You call in. It's just you, me, and, a few people watching. Million. I can play for words. Okay. Sorry, brother. I just couldn't. Sometimes, again, texting doesn't always transfer over the same way. And believe me, I'm waiting for the haters. I get haters all the time. And again, the key word is that I'm a effing idiot. Thanks from TN. All right. TN, Tennessee in the house. So there's this talk about that this theory that if they could put Trump as speaker, and if Biden and Kamala Harris get impeached, which you wouldn't want to impeach them because you don't know what you're going to get after that. because their idiocracy is, let them stay in there. I mean, it's getting more and more blatant, even to the Dems. How ridiculous. God, we're running out of time. For some of you, you're probably saying, thank God. But for some of you, I'm just getting started. It doesn't make sense, people. It just doesn't make sense. You'd hate this guy, even though he did you better, but you just can't stand him as a person. I don't know what to tell you. You know, it's business. It's business. I think if he gets in the second time around, that's it. He's going to blaze a trail for the next coming president to hopefully maintain the as good honesty as they can. It's never going to be right because, again, I even know Trump has to bow to the powers above, but he still drew a line in the sand. He said, I hear you, but I'm not completely going, your plan sucks. I truly believe he does care about the people in this country. I know I don't like any here, Gail, I'm going to put you up here real quick. I do not like any politicians. It's hard to find. It's right. There is going to be no truth, Gail. There is going to be no truth. They all have an agenda, but you got to pick the lesser of both evils, and you can't take it personally. You know, he talks harsh. He does, but at least you know what you got. He says what's on his mind. So they said, you know, he's third in line. If they take them out, he could become, whether it's temporary president or whatever, and God willing, he's going for the throat. We're going to get all these woke-ass generals out of office and all these politicians. I don't think, you know, you'll be able to stop them this time. And I don't know. There's something going on. That's all I can tell you, that there's a bigger plan behind the plan. And I know I've been hearing that for years, but they do have the ability to rig all these elections, and I truly believe it was rigged because look at the turnouts. Did you? I don't have the video, but he was someplace this past week, and so was Joe Biden. They were in the same area. Maybe it was South Carolina. Joe Biden was in this auditorium. There had to be maybe 200 people there. 200 people to hear Joe Biden. Then they showed Trump at a different event in the same city, and again, 100,000 people. It's a gauge. Don't tell me that everybody was busy. If you wanted to support Trump, Biden, you'd be supporting him. You're just putting up with him because anything is better than Trump. You got that mentality. Like, you rather pick the devil, although you may call him the devil. All I can say is they keep throwing stuff at him, and nothing has ever been proven. And that's all I can tell you. They're getting so frivolous now. They just got nothing left. They're in fear of him. I'm just saying this stuff in hopes that maybe I strike a nerve, you know, perhaps with a few. And if we gain a few more, that's fine. I don't care if it's Trump, but you show me who's got the balls to do what he's going to do. Because otherwise we're in trouble. We are not going to have a country. We don't have to be the number one country in the world, the strongest nation. Empires have fallen, the Roman Empire, all these kind of things. Nothing lasts forever. Do you want to start getting into being a second world country to China and Russia? They're all cahootsing together now. They see a weakness. Oops. Where are we at? Susan says, it's a spiritual warfare. It's on. I get it. You know, I mean, I like the theory in God we trust. I'll tell you what, I'm taking the phone number down. We're going to have to go. In God we trust. They don't want you to say any of that stuff anymore. They just don't. They don't. They want to break us down. They want to break down families. They want to take your children and indoctrinate. I'm trying to get a guy on the show, but he's busy right now because they're doing a recall here in California because of all this indoctrination with the children. I was at a rally I happened to stumble into by luck. It was a Leave Our Kids Alone rally. All this bullshit they're pushing on these kids, and kids are so young and vulnerable, they don't know any better. Divide us. Exactly. They're doing a good job of dividing us. It's like the Trump haters and the red and the blue. It's like, come on. Let's get back to common sense. It's just like they're doing a great job of it, but if you listen, at least listen. That's all I'm saying, and then decide. All right. Listen. I could talk about this stuff every week. I can, but again, things are changing, shifting, and I want to. There's so many other issues going on, things in our world that I want to talk about as well. But I can tell you have a thirst for this, so keep supporting me. Hopefully, things will change. I can get onto stronger platforms, and then I can do what give the people what they want. But all the other topics are not bad either. They're detrimental. They're lifesavers for a lot of people who are going through mental depressions and things like that. If I could help one of those, I'm in, because I'm all about the people. We're just people. We all have problems. I don't care how many dollar signs you got or decimals on your bank account. There's a lot of people, Susan saying, if you can't see the evil by now, God help you. There's a lot of people who are blind as a bat. They have no clue. And that's who I'm trying to reach. And that's why I want to try to stay relevant on this platform, because it's more of a easy platform that people go to. It's an easy platform for people to go to. Hopefully next week I'll be back up on YouTube. I hope. And again, let me talk about next week. Speaking of next week, I want to remind you, October 11th, alcoholism, alcohol abuse. Alcoholism can kill you, and it just about killed Poppy Long. She's going to be on this show next week, Wednesday, October 11th. Miss Poppy Long is going to be on here and tell her story, how after 30 years of alcohol abuse, she landed in a hospital that just about died. She's 12 months sober now and a completely different person. And again, to look at this woman, you just wouldn't think it, because alcohol ruins you physically, mentally, all of the above. And you'd look at her and say, no way this woman's an alcoholic. No way. Or was. I want you to check it out. She's got a great story, and she's going to be on the show next Wednesday, October 11th, right here on this show, Miss Poppy Long, how she survived almost dying from alcoholism. She's 12 months sober now, and she's got a great story to tell you. And I suggest you come and listen. It may not be the politics that we're talking today, but it's life. Hence the Life with Peter G, the Peter G Show. I talk about all aspects of life because there are many people in the same boat. It may not be you, and if you're lucky, thank God it's not you, but we need to share these stories. That's important. I want to thank the people who chimed in and commenting and all that. I would have loved for somebody to call in, but I don't mind either way. I just give you an option that way you can share it with more people, because there's a lot of people on all these different platforms that will not be able to see your comments, especially the podcast platforms, the audio podcast, and all of the above. But for the live viewers who are looking on the official Peter G Show page, unfortunately not on YouTube tonight because of the circumstances, but we'll be back up there next week, God willing. And that's how it goes. I want to thank everybody for giving me your time, especially Brenda. And now that we have an understanding and but that's what love does. You have these, I get it. And that's love, and that's family, and that's people. But the beauty is when you can agree to disagree and not just say, screw you, I'm out. Lots of families have been divided over all this stuff. And it's just a shame, because, one day we're not going to be here. Everybody that's saying, tomorrow's never promised. I know probably everybody can relate to all of a sudden one day getting the call that so-and-so passed away yesterday or this morning. And you just sit back and you go, whoa, there's no taking it back. So we need to all stay together. Love is a good thing. Love is what's going to make us a success. So let's all just love, all right? Again, I love you and thank you for being available and watching the show. Even if you're checking out the show at a later time, it's important. So please, please, please subscribe, share, subscribe to YouTube. Even though I'm having problems, I want you to be there. Find some other platforms: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, BitChute, Rumble. There's many. And if you're too busy, Take the show on the road with you. Put an earbud in your ear and listen to the audio podcast while you're multitasking, while you're at work. We all know that work is boring. So go, you can check out this stuff in many, many ways. Thank you. I love you too. I do. It's a big deal. Maybe I'm getting soft in my old age. However you want to put it, I'm not ashamed. I will never not love people for, even disagreeing unless you bodily, are doing some serious harm to somebody. But even then, we got to figure out why that's all happening. So a lot of people are just misunderstood and misunderstanding things. That's why I take the time to explain things. All right. Lastly, which leads, I want to thank my sponsor, Clean Star Products, with their DX1 money-saving fuel additive. Please go to www.cleanstarproducts.com. Check them out. Tell them you saw it on the Peter G Show. The biggest thing is that they know what I do and they still sponsor me. So I love them too. See how it works? It's easy. Easy breezy. But lastly, be kind. Life is a bitch. Life is such a bitch. I mean, there's so many things going on. And please share. Share. I know we got to keep freedom of speech. Easier said than done. So the only way we can do that is if you keep on sharing me, subscribing, growing. We'll all grow together, and you can go, I supported that guy when he was not as big as he is now. But I supported him. That's dedication. That's, that's love. Be kind. I know there's lots of things to set people off nowadays. It's so easy to get pissed off because that's what they're doing on purpose. Take a deep breath, even with the people that you disagree with, family, everything else. Take a deep breath, think before you speak, and just try to let it go. It's your reaction that you need to be responsible for to keep everything together. Because sometimes people, you don't understand what's going on in their lives, and they just need a big hug. That's a fact. We don't know what's going on in somebody's head, why they're doing what they're doing. So love. And I love you, and I'll see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, I hope. Right here with Life of Peter G, The Peter G Show. My name is... it's the first time I've hit my lapel in a long time. My name is Peter G. I love you guys. Peace out.
Peter G Show.